Hey there, Wastelanders, it's Brother Mike, and thank you so much for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about what is the canonical ending of Vegas? And is it any of the endings that we actually saw when we played the game? Now, this is a sit-down Sunday, so I just press record and we start yapping, so it isn't going to be anything fancy, and directly after it, I'll be streaming, so if you're watching this video, it's most likely that I'm streaming. So I don't think we saw any of the canonical endings in the Fallout TV show. And you may be saying, Brother Mike, what do you mean? What I mean is, it seems we have aspects from every single ending. So, if the Legion and the NCR are still in the area, that most likely means they didn't get pushed out of Hoover Dam. Or the second Battle of Hoover Dam never happened. And then we also see evidence of Yes Man with Mr. House being offline and the robot suspiciously downed right in front of his terminal. And then we also see Mr. House is still around, and there's a big emphasis on House. But when House comes back online, he thanks Cooper Howard, the ghoul, for bringing him back to life. It's good to be alive again. He says alive, not out of a coma. Awake, he says alive. So, was any of those endings possible? Is Hoover Dam even there? Did the second Battle of Hoover Dam actually mean anything? I'm not sure, and we don't really have enough to know. Like, Victor being there means that Mr. House was online. Victor is not online when Mr. House is offline or killed, because Victor is basically a pawn. Victor is basically House. Now, I've seen people say, no, that's not true. Victor does everything House tells him to do. Victor is a program. House is a human. House is controlling his program. Literally lies to us. He tells it what to say to us. It follows us all the way there. It's what takes us up and down the elevator. It's our chauffeur in and out of the Lucky 38. So him being there is even weird. And then we see the Mark II Securitron, which means Mr. House got his platinum chip. So did the courier come, kill Benny, give the chip to House, then maybe go to Fortification Hill and then turn on House? Or does House have his army? Or does the courier turn on House later on and Yes Man takes over? But then Mr. House has a backup of himself, which we know he can do from his two favorite girls, and especially Jane. There's a pre-war scandal with Raoul where these girls were like, oh, he scanned our brains and sent us on the way and he didn't even do anything with us, if you know what I mean. So he has the technology to do so. I have a whole theory about it. You should go check that out somewhere in my videos. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a clear ending, which brings up a really big issue. They should have chosen an ending. Now, maybe they can find some way to revert this, but it doesn't make sense. Like, what we see in the Fallout show cannot happen in any of the endings. Besides, I can't. Maybe no, not even with the red mist or whatever. There's no way. There's literally no way. Like, at all. Especially because it takes from each ending. It doesn't make sense. Maybe House one. My best. This is okay. So I believe that the canonical ending to New Vegas is that Yes Man successfully takes over House, but when Yes Man wins and we win in the Yes Man ending, he says that he's going to upgrade himself to make himself more assertive from some program, a personality file he found in Mr. House's database, and that he'll be offline for a while, but we'll see him later. Was that Mr. House's backup? like I said earlier, we know he has the technology to do so. So did he back himself up, and was he slowly pushing and telling Yes Man what to do from the Lucky 38 computer? Is that why Yes Man is so adamant on following Mr. House's plan? And in the end, when the courier, the biggest help to Yes Man or Mr. House, is done with his uses, Mr. House uploads himself back in, the courier wanders away, or he kills the courier, and boom, House is back online. But that didn't work out so well because apparently Caesar got away in the battle and eventually died, and then his forces started fighting, and the NCR came back to take New Vegas because, like what General Oliver says, they will be coming back. He knows that the president is not going to fly with this. It is the president's like main goal of his presidency is to take over the Mojave. He's not dropping the ball on this, and they're coming back. So did the NCR keep relentlessly attacking the strip, dumbing down its defenses, and then did one big assault? And during that big assault, the Legion came in and attacked the McCarran Airport, their kind of HQ in the Mojave. And while all that commotion was going on, did it lower the death claws from Quarry Junction into Vegas through this newly blown hole in the side, because that's from the area they'd be coming from, the McCarran Airport? And is that why we see down NCR vertebrates and such in the trailer for the first season, or the zoom out, and in Fallout Shelter and such? And is that why the new season of Fallout Shelter is the house always wins, and now Vegas is all back online? In this next season, are we going to see Vegas come back to life? A new Vegas? New Vegas time, New Vegas squared? Who knows? But I don't know. Let me know what you think about that theory, because that's the only canonical way I can fit all of this in that makes sort of sense. And that during that, maybe the Legion rendered the Hoover Dam inoperable, which is why we see Vegas barely operating on power. As we know, Mr. House does have a generator in the basement, but it is malfunctioning and barely operational, and is a reason why he has to put himself in that coma for 200 years. So yeah, it seems that it was a yes man ending when Mr. House took over with his personality, and the Legion kind of retreated, yet were still attacking, and potentially them or the NCR broke or made sure Hoover Dam wasn't supplying enough energy to Vegas, leading to its eventual downfall, especially with them attacking it, which is why everyone moved out in the first place, and then the Death Claws potentially moved in. It could be a possibility. That's the only ending that's possible with what we see, and that's stretching stuff and kind of manipulating stuff, because usually Caesar gets marked. So yeah, it doesn't make sense why they did this, because in doing this, they've invalidated every other ending, which, to people who really care about this game, to them, it's invalidating all their experiences. And it's like, why not choose a canonical ending when we kind of already know that you chose the Brotherhood for 4? Like, it doesn't make any sense, because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do. And they could have gone with really any ending. The only one I'd say that would be boring would maybe be Yes Man or NCR, because it'd just be like an NCR controlled strip. But if we rolled up to the strip and the Legion was there, and they had started their renaissance, and you saw them dressing differently and starting to act differently, and taking this new technology that they find in the Lucky 38 and seeing themselves turn into something bigger and better, that's honestly better than what we got. Or even that Mr. House is still there. And that, yeah, the strip may be on hard times right now because he can't get a constant supply of visitors and such, but it's still operational. And we could have tied in the Legion to that way. The Legion could have kept attacking, and the NCR could have kept trying to take over. That would have been way better than what we got, at least in my opinion. Honestly, I think if the Legion had already started making it their own, like Caesar learned about, Caesar could have died there eventually, but they grow out of those ways, and that their army has now come, and a vast city is being built. And who knows, we could have gotten like a Rome, a new Rome or something they could have called it. That would have been epic. But instead, we got destruction. We got stuff done. I don't know. I really like this season, though. That's the thing. It's just I'm confused why they did this and why they painted big bads just for us to not really know much about them. To the average goer, no one knows about Caesar's Legion. There's a lot of cool stuff about Caesar's Legion. That's one thing I really like about Fallout New Vegas is that each faction has substance to it. It has meat to the bones. Now, in the other games, this is true. Maybe not so much with a certain faction in Fallout 4, but there's still something there. And so it stinks because they've unfortunately just invalidated the ending to New Vegas by making it ambiguous and giving us hints to every ending. And so, to certain people who are super fans, which I don't really believe that you can't play the game after this. You can play the game fine. You know what you can do? You can just say, that didn't happen. The Fallout show isn't canonical, and I'm going to ignore it. That's what you can do. It's that easy. Especially because if they do mess it up real bad, I have a big feeling they will just say, oh, it's not anymore. It's Otherworld. But who knows? Maybe they double down into it. Yeah. I just... They could have done a multitude of things with a Mr. House. I mean, even NCR would have been better than that. Just to find... What if we found out that the NCR was just mainly just in Vegas now? It wouldn't make sense. But even Yes Man, they could have done some wacky stuff with it. And seeing, like, Yes Man turn evil. But they didn't. They left it ambiguous. They left Mr. House alive but dead. But now he's back. And it's like, if you're going to do that, why not just go with Mr. House? They could have... They didn't have to do all this spectacle stuff and big fight and free side with Death Claws if... They could have done... They could have done something better. Because in the process, they dumbed down the Death Claws. They made Rad Roaches more deadly than Death Claws. At least shown in the Fallout show so far. And then... I don't know. I don't know. That's the worst part. Because I've really been trying to be like, okay, so we got this. So it seems like Mr. House potentially. And I thought they were going to go with, oh, Vegas kept getting attacked, like I said earlier. And Mr. House was down on his luck in that Vegas was beat up and maybe still operational, but in more of a sketchy state because he's been relentlessly attacked and he can't keep up with the Securitron repairs and such. But we don't see any evidence of anything happening. It seems like the courier just never got up. When Victor dug the courier up and took him to Doc Mitchell's, he said, this dude's dead. And they threw him outside, and that was it. And then we got some distorted version now. Because not even when Mr. House says that he's... When I said, oh, they've tried to poison me, I went, oh, maybe that's... when the followers of the apocalypse want to bug Mr. House. I could take that as poisoning. And then shoot me, and I went, okay. Okay, we're showing firing shots at the Lucky 38. Who else had access to the Lucky 38? And then bludgeon me, or I think stab me, he says. which is like, okay. And then bludgeon me with a crowbar. Huh? You couldn't have said bludgeon me with a 9-iron or a golf club? That I don't understand that. I it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, but it's what we have. So hopefully, I'm doing tomorrow. We are doing a full watch through, start first episode to the 8th episode of season 2, so I can see it all at once, see how it fits, um, get a good grasp of it as a whole back to back. I want to watch all of it through so I can just all of it all at once to see how the story combines, to see if it's better or worse than season 1, because I really like season 1 and I'm not sure if season 2 has beat season 1 for me yet. But yeah, I hope you liked today's sit down Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday, so it's gonna be a big stream tomorrow, but no video. And yeah, if you're watching this video right now, I am live as we speak. And yeah, and if you for some reason missed the live, I'll be live again probably around 11, because Night of the Seven, the finale of season 1 comes out tonight, and if you haven't watched that, you should. I did want to talk a little bit about that, but I didn't have anywhere to put it in. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Also, shout out to our our 2 new channel members, Mr. Nomadic Myth, an OG of the channel, and I think it was Highest Police was his name. I appreciate both of you so much. That's absolutely crazy. So if any of you see them in chat or anything, or just spam Ghoulhole in chat, because that's what we do to our new members. I was just looking at, yes, High Police. High Police and Nomadic Myth. Shout out them, and as well Reckham Stompa, Swahili, and Before AI. I appreciate you. Those are some Brotherhood of Mike members. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you enjoyed, why don't you consider subscribing and liking the video? And if you disagreed with anything I said or have your own theories, let me know in the comments down below. But with all of that being said, you don't forget, you are cared for, you are loved, and you stay safe out there, Wastelanders.